Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you my first ever top 10 list of CT Toys KOs in 2024. I don't think that people usually make top 10 videos for bootlegs and knockoffs, but I've decided to do it. Why? Well, because in 2024 CT Toys had their big breakthrough. A lot of people got to know about them and a lot of people like the quality that they are bringing. So I think that it's deserving to make a top 10 list of these figures. But before we start, a quick disclaimer. All of these are obviously just my opinions. They are based on my experience and of course you don't have to agree with me. Okay, let's get started. At number 10 I've put CT KO of Mayfax Miles Morales. This is a figure that I still don't have, but I do plan on getting it. I've seen other reviews and even though this is one of their earlier figures, it looks pretty good. As all other CT figures, Miles is also smaller in size than the original release, but it is still a very nice KO. If you're like me, you don't have it but you want to get it, link is down in the video description. It will lead you to the official CT Toy store on AliExpress. At number 9 I've put Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Black Suit version. This is another one that I'm waiting to get, but again, until then, I've seen other reviews and the figure definitely deserves to be on this list. It is basically a KO of SHF figure that is customized into a black suit version from the movie. I don't know why Figuarts didn't do this themselves. It sure looks like an easy repaint to get some more profit out of the mold that they already have, but CT said, alright, we'll do it. The figure looks good, but again, its only real downside is the fact that it's smaller than the original SHF release. Nevertheless, I do plan on grabbing this one, but because I still don't have it, it's lower on my list. But if you like me, you want to get it, link is in the description. Now, from this point on, the list does contain the CT figures that I do have in my collection. So, at number 8, I have CT Toys number 190 Webman. This is a very nice looking figure. The paint job is really well done, but the reason why it's lower on my list is because it's a repaint of their 185 Spidey figure, which means that it uses the same smaller sculpt, and it's an obscure character that I don't have a real connection to. That said, it's still a great figure. The joints are sturdy, magnetic feet and hands work, and you can have a lot of fun messing around with this guy. If you have the 185 KO, you can pose them fighting each other, which can also be fun. If you want to get this guy, link is in the description. And speaking of that 185 Spider-Man, I have him on my number 7 spot on this list. It's obviously a KO of Mayfax 185 Spidey that a lot of people missed out on but wanted to have in their collection. So CT made a nice, cheaper copy that looks very similar to the original release, but again, the only downside is that it's smaller. You get all the accessories that come with the original, the articulation is fantastic, joints are sturdy, at least on my copy, and same as with previously mentioned Webman, you can have a lot of fun posing this guy around. It's a fun and expressive figure that, if you don't have the original, you need to have in your collection. Heck, even if you do have the original like me, and you want a great Mayfax Spidey body for customizing, this guy is a must-have. Link is in the description. At number 6, I have CT Toys KO of SH Figuarts Spider-Man 2099. This guy was my first ever CT Toys figure and I instantly fell in love with it. I passed on the original release because it was just too expensive for my budget, so I wouldn't even have it in my collection if it wasn't for CT Toys. Back then, I've heard some great stuff about this KO and decided to check it out myself, and when I got it, I was pleasantly surprised by its quality. The only issue that I had on my copy is that the kneecap fell off, but I've glued it back on and never had any issues since. Same as their other figures, it is smaller in size in comparison to the original, but that would bother me only if I had the original to compare it. Seeing him next to some of my other Spider-Verse figures, he scales great. I've had a lot of fun messing around with this figure. So much so that I've made a separate posing video for him. If you guys don't know what those are, that's what I started this channel with. It's a type of video that puts a figure in a spotlight and creates posing ideas and suggestions that you can use for your own display. I have a lot of those on the channel, but if you're specifically interested in this one, I'll leave a link down in the description. Go check it out and leave a comment if you were directed there from this video. Anyway, this figure is fantastic. Unlike the original, KO doesn't come with his plastic cape, but it does come with something even better, a second unmasked alternate head sculpt that you don't get with the original. What's even better, some of those who have the original say that the unmasked heads on CT KO are looking better and more accurate than the original. That's crazy. crazy. This is what I love the most about these CT KOs, when they fix something or add something that was missing from the original release. But this 2099 KO is amazing. It has a great articulation, and if you missed out on the original and you need a nice alternative for your Spider-Verse collection, this is a figure to get 100%. If you need it, link is in the description. At number 5, I have CT KO of Mayfax number 186, Scarlet Spider. Now, this guy has the edge over the previous two Mayfax copies because I feel like even more people needed him. It doesn't use the same body mold as those previous two, and it even gives us an extra accessory that we didn't get with the original release. That's right, CT included an alternate soft goods hoodie that has the Spider logo positioned differently and even has it on the back of the hoodie. As I already pointed out, I love when they fix or add something that was missing from the original release. And not only that, in this case, this was the first time that they made an actual soft goods accessory, and that kind of opened the door for potential KOs of some other popular figures that have soft goods, like, for example, Mayfax Gambit. All in all, this Scarlet Spider is a fantastic figure. Great paint job, great articulation, a lot of accessories, and the only downside, again, is that it's smaller than the original. But even with that, it's still a must-have for your collection. Link is in the description. At number 4, I have the second CT custom on this list, and it's their Agent Anti-Venom. This is a KO body of amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Agent Venom that CT customized into Agent Anti-Venom, which, at the time of recording of this video, still does not exist in the original Revoltech line. Guys from CT Toys once again proved that they know what they are doing. It's a logical and easy repaint that creates a separate character look, and it's something that us collectors always love to see, especially for a lower price. Other than the repaint, there are also some newly sculpted parts on this figure. They had to change few details of previous Agent Venom sculpt to make it more accurate to the character. The result is fantastic, and this is probably the best 6-inch Agent Anti-Venom that you can find on the market. Revoltech articulation is the best in the game, not to mention that this figure comes with a ton of accessories. It's hard for me to believe that you need anything more for this character. This packaging is stacked with all kinds of amazing stuff that you can use on this figure. It's a great figure, a great custom, great repaint, and you can't beat such a cheaper price for such an amazing Revoltech KO. Based on the feedback that you guys gave me, you probably agree that this is one of the best CT figures so far. But if some of you still don't have it, I strongly recommend it. Link is in the description. At number 3, I have the same figure but in black. Of course, I'm talking about CT KO of amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Agent Venom. Every praise that I gave to Anti-Venom, other than the customization part of course, goes to this guy as well. It is practically the same figure but in reversed color scheme. In terms of parts and details, there are some spikes that this figure has that are removed from Anti-Venom. But because I love Venom as a character, I prefer this figure over Anti-Venom. So it's just a personal preference. I couldn't believe the quality of this figure when I got it in my hands. I don't have the original release, and recently some people told me that it's a bit smaller than the original, but the quality of the plastic, the joints, the number of accessories, posability options, it's crazy that this KO exists. For some reason, most Revoltech KOs on AliExpress turn out to be really good. There is also a non-CT Toys version of Agent Venom out there, but it doesn't come with alternate Venom head, while CT version does. And from what I've heard, CT version does have a better quality overall. So if you're looking to get this CT Agent Venom, which I strongly recommend, you know what to do. Link is in the description. And now we come to my final 2 spots on this list. You guys probably already know who's here, and to be completely honest, you could switch between these 2 places. I would be good with both results. But at my number 2 of CT releases in 2024, I have their 096 Tiger Stripe Wolverine. Original Mayfax figure was one of my holy grails. I know that it was re-released in the past, but I still missed out. It was really hard for me to get it because wherever I looked, it would sell out fast. So I thought that I will have to wait some more to eventually get it one day if I get lucky. But then CT came in with their KO version, and I'm so happy to have it. I know that it's not like the original, no copy ever is, but this is still an amazing KO. And I know that people complain about the claws and the color of tiger stripes, but personally, I have no issues with those. Would I like the alternate option of curved claws? Sure I would, and you never know. Maybe one day they will make that version, but even if they don't, I'm perfectly satisfied with this one. The proportions look right, articulation is great, so is the paint job. I even prefer the angry head over all the other heads that we got here and with their brown suit version. All in all, this is a classic look for Wolverine, and I couldn't be happier that CT decided to make this KO. It goes great with your other Mayfax and Marvel Legends releases, so if you still don't have this guy, I would strongly recommend that you consider getting it. You won't be disappointed. It's a fantastic figure, and link for it is in the description. And finally, my number one CT Toys KO in 2024 is none other than number 138 Brown Suit Wolverine. Now, honestly, because I grew up on the original cartoon from the 90s, my preferred look is the tiger stripe, but I can't deny the fact that this brown suit version has such a huge demand amongst collectors, and that for some unknown reason Medicom till this day never re-released it. CT was obviously aware of this. They've stepped in and gave us probably the best and most hyped KO ever. I may be wrong about that, I don't have every KO ever made, but I do know how hyped we all were while we were waiting for the release of this figure. The hype was so huge that even some of the bigger action figure reviewers on this platform had to review it, which is something that usually doesn't happen with bootlegs and KOs. Even if you are not interested in KOs, you were curious to see how will this figure turn out. And man, did CT deliver. Their usual problem with figures being smaller size benefited this Wolverine because a lot of people felt like the original is a bit too big. So CT version turned out to be the perfect size. Of course, it's still a KO, so the quality of details is not identical to the original, but honestly, neither is the price. Today, the original could cost few $100, while CT KO is between $20 and $30. For that price difference, it's not even fair to compare the quality and expect it to be the same. Personally, when I got it, I couldn't believe how good it looks. The joints were nice and sturdy, and I really enjoyed posing this guy around. I remember seeing people buying multiple of these just for customizing purposes. I know that today, in 2025, we are talking about CT number 1 TASM KO as being a game changer, but I would say that this brown suit Wolverine was the actual game changer. This was their first big hit because of the demand, and they delivered big time. I'm so happy to have this guy in my collection, and if you still don't have it, you probably should, at least to see for yourself how good it really is. If you want to get him, of course, link is down in the description. To be completely honest, I am actually thrilled to have all of these, well, minus Miles and Symbiote Toby that I will get eventually. All of these are some of the best KOs that were ever made, and that's not coming only from me, but from a lot of other satisfied collectors all across the world. My reviews for all the figures that I have from this list are on the channel, and if you're interested in seeing everything that you need to know about each of them, check out those videos. Links for them are also down in the description, same as all the store links for all the figures from this list. Those are recommended by CT Toys themselves. It's their official AliExpress store, so those links are the most trustworthy. Let me know if you have some of these figures or all of them, or if you are only now getting them, leave me a feedback on how you feel about them. Are you satisfied or not? Do you even care about bootlegs and KOs or not? Let me know all of it down in the comments. As I already said, this list is based on my personal preferences, so it's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with me, of course. In fact, I would love to hear your CT Toys list. What is your CT KO of 2024? Let me know, let's talk about it. As always, a special shout out goes to my Patreon supporters for helping me to keep the channel alive. Everything that I earned there goes into only one thing: future content for the channel. These guys here are the true champions who help me a lot. If anyone else can join, please do so, and if Patreon is not your thing, I also have a channel membership. There are 3 tiers, but for only 99 cents per month, you could make a huge difference in helping me to bring you guys even more content that you would like to see on my channel. So if you can, please become a channel member as a true action figure poser. Thank you all for watching and sharing my videos, because that also helps a lot. Thank you for being here with me, and I'll see ya in the next video.